Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome back to another Watch Your Realms video. Chances are if you're watching this, you're probably a newer player that just joined the game recently. So this video is going to be slightly more beginner friendly. We're going to talk about all the summoning mechanics that are in this game and also how to best utilize them. And yeah, if you are not a beginner, you're probably not going to be interested in this video, but in any case, we do have a promo code that the game just released today. It's very straightforward. All you have to do is go to your profile, settings, and then type in the code, get 10 free draws. And my redemption limit has reached because I've already done the redemption. So you basically get 10 free summons, which prepares you for the banners that are upcoming. Yep. So let's get started with the video without further ado. First of all, if you're new to gacha games, then you need to understand how the summoning mechanics work in here on Watch Your Realms. Basically, there's going to be a guarantee legendary after a certain number of summons. And in most cases, it's going to be 200 summons for the rare summoning crystal, which is where most of the units come from. And after 180 summons of not summoning any legendaries, the legendary rate up will increase by 5% for every summon that you do where you still don't hit a legendary. So if you take 20 times 5%, that's going to basically give you 100% and guarantee you that legendary every 200 summons. And once you hit the legendary, it resets and it goes back to the base drop rate of 0.5% total, whereas in some cases in the crazy invocation of spirits, it's going to be 1% because there's a 2x rate up, as you can see here. And the 20x rate up you see here, it's not 2x, it's not 20x chance to actually get a legendary, it's 20x chance to get the heroes that are on the banner. And we'll talk more about that later. And one last thing to take note of about PD is that if let's say you're new to the game, you haven't summoned any legendaries, your first legendary is going to be guaranteed within 60 to 80 summons. So just bear that in mind and make sure you use it on a good banner. Ideally, you use it on some of the beginner banners because they've updated those. And what you basically get are a couple of very strong heroes. You can see right here. On the second and third day, you get the beginner invocation of spirits, which gives you Hatsut and Twyla. Hatsut is an amazing AoE marksman. Twyla is a solid single target damage dealer, but there are a lot more better options out there. And then on your 5th to 7th day, you get the other beginner banner, which is Hex and Fercy. Hex is a very, very solid single target marksman that can carry you all the way to the end of the game. And then Fercy is a very solid AoE mitigation healer, which means that he reduces AoE damage taken when you deploy him for units that are in his range. So yeah, those are the banners to take note of as a beginner. In my opinion, the Hatsut Twyla banner is a good one to go for. Same with the Hex and Fercy, unless there are better banners that are going out there. So if you have any questions about what banner is better, you can just leave it down in the comment section below. But just bear in mind, your first ever legendary, that's going to drop between 60 to 80 rare summons. Alright, the next thing that we want to talk about here is banner PD. So this is different from what we just talked about, which is the summoning PD, where every 200 rare summons, you basically get a legendary that's guaranteed. The next thing we want to talk about is banner PD, which is right here. So what does this mean? Every time you do not hit a legendary hero that is on the banner, so in this case it's Vaughn and Astra that are on the banner, their rate up gets multiplied by 10. And every time you do not get the legendary, they'll just multiply 10, 10, and 10 again until you actually finally get the banner units. So if let's say I'm summoning for Vaughn and Astro, I hit my first legendary and it's not them. For some reason, maybe I get Zealous instead. Then the next time that I hit a legendary again, the 20x will increase to 200x, and then 2000x, so on and so forth. And how does that look in terms of numbers? Let me just bring this up. So you can see we have in total right here 77 banner units on hand here. And if let's say we do all the math, all you need to know is that with a 20x rate up on the banner units, you get 34.8% chance to actually drop the banner unit. So across two units here, Vaughn and Astra is going to be distributed by 17.4% each. And then the moment you don't hit any of them, the next rate up is going to go up to 84.2%, followed by 98.2%, which eventually just ensures that, you get one of the banner units no matter what. So that's the math. And if let's say we were to take a look at this other note here, take note that the PT timer only triggers once during the entire event. So that means if you hit Vaughn as your third legendary, your 4th, 5th, 6th legendary will no longer have that 10x rate up that you see here. So that's just something to take note of banner PD in case down the line you're going for multiple units. Alright, the next thing that we want to talk about is going to be limited banners. So what are limited banners? They are basically time-sensitive banners where they only run for like 4 or 5 days typically. And we actually have one coming up next week during the Frost 4 Jamboree event. You can see right here, we have the Exclusive Heroes Return event where you can pick all the previous event exclusive heroes. Bear in mind, this is very rare. We don't always get to pick anything we want. Normally, the heroes are fixed. So if you want to know which hero is best for you, it's basically going to be Diao-chan if you're watching this video, because she's an inspiration unit. But in any case, if you're interested, I will drop the link to my video where I break it down what is the best limited unit to go for. So what's so special about this event is that there is a guarantee where within 200 summons, you will be guaranteed the unit that's featured on the banner. So that can be Kigiri, Sun Wukong, Diao-chan. No matter what, as long as you have 200 summons, you are going to be guaranteed the unit at the end of that 200 summons that you perform. So we have this upcoming. If you're new to the game, make sure you save up on your summons. Don't blow all of them just yet. And play on in the campaigns and all that. You should be able to get that 200 summons in time. Alright. The next thing that we want to talk about is going to be Ancient Banners. And unfortunately, we don't have an Ancient Banner that's on at the moment. But what are Ancient Banners? It is basically a rare banner that takes place once in a while. And you get this insanely powerful units. In this case, we have Valara and Ravenhall that is coming to the game next week. And if you take a look at the factions here, right? Most of the units in the Watchguard, North Throne, Nightmare, so on and so forth factions, they can all be summoned on the normal banners. You can actually see them if, let's say, you pop over to the summon section, click on the details, you're going to see all of these units here. They can basically be summoned on the normal banner. But the Ancient Banners, they are a lot rarer, and you don't get any common or uncommon units summoned there, and they contain units from the Chaos Dominion, as well as the Supreme Arbiter faction mostly. There are some units like Nestia, which are the 3rd gen lords, which you can see they are not Chaos Dominion or Supreme Arbiter, but they can only be found on Ancient Banners. So basically, if you cannot see heroes in the list of the 77 units that we have at the moment, they are either Ancient exclusive, or they are going to be Chaos Dominion or Supreme Arbiter, or even Imrat, which is an unnameable unit that can only be summoned on Ancient Banners. So these banners are cool in the sense that you don't get any rare or uncommon, you don't get any common or uncommon units, which means that you get a rare at a bare minimum, which you can actually sell for 30 gems. And most importantly, if you hit any legendary from these Ancient Banners, as long as they are not a lot, they are not going to reset your PD. So your PD is going to guarantee you a lot unit. And that lot unit can also be unnameable units, which are either Ajax or Imrat. And we are going to have one next week, which you should try to summon on because Valara is an absolutely god tier unit, which once you summon, you're probably going to set up your account for success all the way down the line. So yeah, and we also have the Divine Banners. You can see here that's another resource. So this one is a bit rarer, and you don't have to summon 200 times to actually hit a legendary. So if let's say we go to the PD timer, you can see a legendary hero is guaranteed every 20 summons, and the PD timer starts after 12 summons. So every 20 summons, which is what I have right here, I'm going to be guaranteed a legendary. But of course, these are much rarer. You do get them from events, from some campaign stages, but make sure that you save this for the more important banners so that you double your chance of getting the units that you actually want, since we normally have the rare summoning banner and the equivalent with the divines at the same time. That is normally how it works. So one last thing, which is if you want to check your PD, this is the way to do it. You count back from the summoning records how many summons ago was your last legendary. So for divines, it's a bit more straightforward. We can see 1, 2, 3. So my 3 summons away was my last legendary. That means I'm 2 summons into PD. And then if let's say we talk about rares, that's the same deal. You go into summoning record and we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm 14 summons into PD. And that's basically how you count it. And just make sure that you save up for next week's summons because we have very, very good events that are upcoming. And it would be a shame if, let's say, you summon on the other banners, which are not as great. We also have the Earlis and Adrian banner. Earlis is one of the best healers in the game right now because she offers rich regen, which not many healers offer. Some other examples are Hollow or Elwyn, but Earlis is very good at what she does. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. This is just one episode of my beginner series. We're going to be having 4 more videos where we'll touch more about gear, what are some of the units that you should keep in terms of rares or epics, as well as how best to progress in the game. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or subscribe to the channel, and make sure you use the code get 10 free draws for the 10 rare summoning crystals, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.